Also, I can't do the RS. I
All
can't
right,
do
we're
the
streaming. Hello, how are you guys doing on the YouTube?
Vanguard rides again. The team is back. The Avengers are assembled. In my top left, we got the Electric Jolt EJ. Top right, we got the Man Machine Raytron. All right. So today's topics, we got a good old assemblage of topics here. Interesting stuff. Cooking with gas. We got the main topic. We got the Coach Greg versus Hafeez debate. This is a really interesting thing, a big shakeup in the red
All
pill
right,
community.
I'm
You
stop you
guys
right
probably
there,
don't.
bro.
What was
Who's
that?
Coach Greg?
You'll find out. You're gonna learn all
All right,
about this
got it.
man's philosophy in a few minutes. Then we got Ethan Klein getting canceled. This was a very good source of irony. Very nice, ironic thing that happened.
Who's
The
Ethan Klein?
King, Ethan Klein,
Nah, but
H3H3.
I
Oh
know
my
that's what
god, this motherfucker. Because
I don't watch any of his
he's.
content though, so I
Let's
don't.
not even get into it first. Let's not. I don't want to just go and. Then we have is love yourself at every size a healthy way to live. We're gonna talk about that. And then, and more. We got much
We're
more.
gonna talk about a lot.
But how you guys been doing anyway? What you guys been?
I'm homeless. Like this is a green screen right now. I took a picture of my back. I'm in the library. Um, so is there even a I don't think
Oh,
libraries are open right now. Actually,
Still?
it's 6:30. I don't think libraries are open.
Oh, I thought you meant like in general, like COVID restrictions or
No, no,
something.
no, no, no.
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure they're open again, but I don't think
what about you,
libraries are
EJ? You
open
cold?
this late.
You cold, bro?
Yeah, it's kind of cold, man. Got the hoodie on. It's kind of cold in this room, man. The heat bugging out in the crib. We're gonna have to fix that though. We're gonna
Oh, you
fix
still got a crib? No, stop.
that.
No, stop.
Yo,
Um,
you guys ever seen those gym memes about the guy who comes into the gym with the hoodie and he don't have no headphones or nothing?
that's me. I go to the gym, no headphones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The
they say that's a
music,
good thing though. They say that's
like,
a good thing because having headphones or having music is like added motivation. Like you should already
yeah,
have motivation. I
yeah.
forgot who said that. Somebody said that.
I've literally noticed it's not false. Literally, I've lifted more when I was listening to a really good song, really amped up song. Like I would lift something and think, "Yo, this is mad heavy." As I'm doing it without the music, do it with the music. I'm just like,
Yeah.
like just like it's nothing. But I mean, I act like that a lot in the gym. I think in my gym, I think to them, I am that guy
Your gym.
because I go there,
God, it's a gym.
I do what I got to do, and I'm actually sweating. Like you look around, none of them are sweating. I'm sitting there sweating because I'm
So
not.
now
I'm
you're
not.
out here shaming other people for their fitness goals. Come
Yes,
on, bro. You
yes, I'm
can't be that
shaming.
guy. Don't be
No, I'm
that
shaming
guy.
some of them. Some of them deserve shame. Some of them.
No, I don't lie. There was one time I was tight because these people came into the gym. They were on the it was like a pull up machine. That's not a machine, but it was like a frame, and they really just sat there having a conversation for like 30
Yes,
minutes.
yes.
Like
That
they
those are the
came
people
into
I'm
the gym
shaming.
and they were just talking, and I was just like, what if I wanted to use that? Like, like I was giving them, and like it wasn't like, oh, I really wasn't paying attention and they were doing their sets. I was working out right next to them. Me and the guy we were working out with, we did our set. We moved somewhere else, did another set. Moved somewhere else, did another set, and they were still there,
Yeah,
chatting, just going
yeah.
at it. And I was just like, why did you come here?
Or another thing they do that really pisses me off. They do this a lot. They will go to a machine and just set up, bro. They'll put some weights there. They put mad shit so they can sit there. They plan to sit there the whole night, just doing the same shit over and over again. And I look at them, I'm like, you do know that you're not getting a fully rounded workout if you just sit there doing the same shit the entire night, right? Like that's what I'd be thinking in my head. I was like, you're not getting a fully rounded workout.
Bro, I
You're
don't
you're
even
not.
care what they're doing because that's their business. I hate when they take all the stuff because it's like, damn, I needed those, and then they're encircled by all the dumbbells. I was like, well, you only got two arms, bro. Why you got every weight from 10 to 100? Like, come on, bro. What are you actually doing? Like,
Yeah.
what are you actually doing?
So this is
Yeah,
gonna be a
what
separate video, Gym Chronicles.
Gym
Gym Chronicles.
Chronicles.
We gonna
You
go.
know,
We
it
gonna
would
go
be
live
funny.
stream to the gym right now. Like,
Record the
let's just
stupid
go.
shit.
No, so.
Record the stupid shit you be seeing in the gym. Yeah, people
Nah,
do that already.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Nah, cause like, have you seen those videos? I saw a video. This man had a fucking bench like on his back, and he's like lifting himself up on this thing. And I watched
I've
this
seen
shit.
those. I think that's a joke though. Like every time, because like it kept escalating, and I was like, oh, this is clearly a joke. Because at one point he had a bench hanging from his waist. He has this other thing, and he was pulling pull-ups. And I was like, it has to be a joke. There's no way this person gets this big doing this. I was like,
oh yeah, no, Ray. There is a way. There's a way.
No way.
There's a way.
Too goofy.
It's called steroids. It's called steroids.
That's
how
all I
you
meant. I was like, he's not in proper form. Like this man was struggling just to do it. But
exactly. Yeah, that's what bothered me. I'm like, yo, he's gonna injure himself doing this stupid shit. But yeah, that's the thing. These guys, they'll go on their roids, they'll get big as fuck, right? Then people want to know the secret, because you know, like you look at this motherfucker looking at the shit he's doing, and you're just like, how did he get that big? And you know what he's gonna tell you? He's gonna tell you, he's gonna tell you, I eat 6 meals a day. I drink how much gallons of milk do they claim they drink?
3.
Oh, they drink a whole gallon of milk, and they'll act like they eat a lot. And, I eat chicken
how hard it is to drink a gallon of milk
all day. I drink a gallon of milk, huh?
Like you know how hard it is to drink a gallon of milk.
Yeah. And even if you did do that
stuff, oh my god, bro,
become fat real fast. You would just become fat.
No, because like you can drink a gallon of water, because your body would be like, that's water. Just go hit the bathroom. You gonna pee it out. But like a gallon of milk. Nah.
Yeah, a gallon of milk is hardcore. That's some thick shit. Yeah. But anyways, let's stop let's stop boring the people with our boring lives and our boring.
We didn't even get to the first topic, man. Let's wrap it up. Yeah.
So who in the love of everything that is decent is Coach Greg?
Coach Greg. You know, to put Coach Greg into words is a disservice. You know, Coach Greg is so splendid and brilliant that he just, you know, this man is the, you know, I don't know what to say. You know, basically Coach Greg is to the red pill what Stephen Hawking and fucking Albert Einstein was to physics. Like the red pill is a useless jumble of disparate philosophies that pretend that they're linked when they're really not. A lot of the shit in the red pill is literally antithetical to each other. But Coach, his philosophy, he has a consistent philosophy that's kind of like his own, that he believes, that he sources from other things. Basically, it's like, he recently got into a very contentious discussion with another person. I can probably show you guys 2 clips of this guy to show you what happened. But he got into a very contentious discussion. He went on this show. It was like a cast, and they kind of ambushed him. So I'm going to show you a clip of them. Like they were trying to set him up, but it didn't work. Let me share my screen.
Why would you share your screen?
Oh, you want to play it?
It's right here, right? Coach Greg versus.
Well, I don't want you to watch the whole thing. You guys want to watch the entire thing?
No, absolutely not.
All right, I'll tell you where to start from then, and then I'll tell you where to stop. If you already have it set up, then because I also have it set up. But start at 19, and you can probably end. 19? You can end around.
Oh man, that's a different video.
More? Oh no, the first one. Go to the one that says.
Share your screen, bro. Share your screen.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right. 19.
Sorry, I forgot. No, sorry.
Neither of these videos go out.
I chose the wrong thing. I'm sorry, guys. Can you guys wait?
This man didn't even share his screen.
You guys see my screen? Can you see it? Can you guys see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Did they put it in the wrong spot? They put it in the wrong spot.
They can't see it? What's this nigga doing?
There it is.
Did I say nigga?
It broke. It broke because you shared your screen, bro. Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's your fault. This is your fault.
No. I'm incapable of no wrong, so it's okay.
This is your fault, bro.
And you know, Raekwon, I'm starting to think you're just a real idiot.
Wow. The truth.
Okay, I'm putting it in materials. Just pull it up, go to 19, and then you can play to like 30 or 33. All right. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. You'll learn all you need to learn about Coach Greg as he's talking. You'll learn what kind of guy he is.
19.
Yeah, 19.
So, tell these women what's up. But, women have a voice in this perspective as well.
Yeah.
And they're kind of being the complaining behind the scenes.
I can't even see
Go
it.
ahead, Coach.
Well, I want everybody to understand. I'm going to look into this camera
yeah, I'm
right
not
here,
showing
so I
my
hope you
screen.
see
It's
me
just on the
really well
screen.
here. I want everybody to
Play it
understand
to like
and remember
30.
that
I
everything
wanted
I say from
EJ
this
to see
point,
it too.
she backed it up. All right,
EJ,
so it's
let's
basically
open the link.
zero.
Open
All
the
right,
link.
you have no hope, no chance. Past the 20 years.
But y'all was
and that
playing
comes
it for
from
the
experience.
stream.
It
Y'all
also
can
is
watch
the
the live.
You
experience.
have no chance of passing 20 years, you're saying?
No. You can pass 20 years.
Yeah.
You'll
But
probably
won't
be
there be a
roommates,
delay?
and you'll probably be overweight in a busted
Well,
Pillsbury biscuit can,
Uh-oh.
or you'll
Okay,
probably
EJ,
be
do
the
you
exception
have the
to the
link
rule. But the
to this?
data shows us, plus
Yeah.
the
Would you guys
experience
put it all
that
in
she
links?
expressed, that it's a very
Nah, forget
difficult
it.
thing.
Hold on.
This is
We
what
look like
I
you.
want men to know.
Yeah.
It is very difficult.
looking
Many
for the
people
shit. I
will
don't see it.
simplify it for you. They will say, "Oh,
I just
just do
sent
this
it
and do
there.
that."
It's in
It's there.
materials. It's right there. I paused it. We're at 1951. We got a little technical difficulties on first live. We gonna can't.
I see it. The last one?
We gonna work this out.
First one, right?
SOS, episode 60. That one. At the bottom. Since today. Just now. We at 19. We're
Gotcha.
going back to 19. You ready? Ready? I'm
So, tell these women what's up.
I can't tell who's
But,
Coach Greg. There's
women
this
have a voice in this
light
perspective
skin
as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're kind of
Coach
being the
Greg is
complaining
the
behind the
darker,
scenes.
older
Go
guy.
ahead, Coach.
Well, I want
tell
everybody
these
to
women
understand. I'm
what's
going to
up.
look into this camera
But,
right here,
you
so I
know,
hope you
women
see
have a
me
voice
really
in this
well here.
perspective
I want
as well.
everybody to
And
understand
they're
and
kind of-
remember that everything I say from
Yeah, I
this
did.
point, she backed it up. All right, so it's basically zero. All right, you have no hope, no chance. Past the 20 years, and that comes from experience. It also is the experience.
You have no chance of passing 20 years, you're saying?
No. You can pass 20 years.
Yeah.
You'll probably be roommates, and you'll probably be overweight in a busted Pillsbury biscuit can,
Uh-oh.
or you'll probably be with the exception to the rule. But the data shows us, plus
Yeah.
the experience that she expressed,
They're
that
talking
it's a
about
very
marriage, by the
difficult
way.
thing. And this is what I want men to know.
Yeah.
It is very difficult. Many people will simplify it for you. They will say, "Oh, just do this and do that," and they will lead you on a wild goose chase. And that's my perspective. That's all that I offer. I tell men to not get married, especially when you don't have
Wow.
leverage. However,
I love what he says.
I also tell
overweight
you,
Pillsbury
do not
biscuit
listen to
kid.
people who simplify this. This is a very complicated thing
Oh,
that
100%.
most people fail at miserably.
Got it.
And
Let me-
this is what I want
Let,
people
let
to
me
understand.
let me tee up Hafeez because you used a few things there about not getting married.
Yeah.
You said sometimes
If you
you'll
don't
turn
have
it.
leverage.
Okay, if you don't have
Yeah.
leverage, we'll talk about
What
that.
point are you guys at?
And you
19,
talk
right?
about turning into roommates. Well, this
We're
guy
at
is the
29.
roommate, the host of the roommate
That's it.
channel.
Right.
When you're hearing this, you've been married 1 year, and by the way, this guy's a sharp, informed, very intentional guy. My assumption is he didn't just trip and fall into marriage.
He's seen myself before.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you've been very, you're a calculated dude. Okay.
100%.
So when you're hearing Greg say this,
wait for you guys
and even
to
when you're
hear
hearing
these
Ali
guys
say this,
talk.
how are you processing this
No, this is
information?
really good, and I'm excited about how this conversation.
Hafeez is the guy
develops.
in
I
the-
think
in the
it's
tacky
maybe
suit.
Did you react to me and AMS's conversation a couple years ago about marriage?
I didn't react to it. I didn't do a reaction video.
Okay.
But yeah, I made a comment about it.
Okay, you made
Yeah.
a comment about it. Okay, so to me, I'm really excited about it, but it's
You got
also key to
timestamps
talk
in the
about
video,
experience. Experience shapes your
Yeah.
view.
When
So
I
if anybody
was-
wants
So
to,
a girl who's been abused by
anybody
a
wants
lot
to
of
watch
men,
this,
When do I stop
she's
it?
gonna have a very cynical, meaning view towards men.
Just keep going
A man
till,
who's
like,
been cheated by a
I want you
business
to get,
partner,
like, about
you have a
30
very cynical view about
like
having
30
a
is
potential
fine.
business
Wait, no,
partner.
hold on.
So it's also unique to
Stop
talk
it at,
about
like-
we have to be honest.
Yeah.
Nobody here is
Stop it
100%
at,
objective. That's one of my arguments.
like,
Always revert to
33,
stuff.
33,
Instead of speaking the
46.
truth, you're not a robot. You know, you have your biases, right? Call it for what it is. We all have our biases. I have biases. You have biases. Coach has biases. As much as we think we are, we have to be 100% honest
What is
to
he
the
saying
people
right now?
about our biases. If I'm an individual
Hafeez?
and I was
Yeah.
divorced and I had a difficult
Yo, I'm
experience
not gonna
via
talk
marriage,
yet. I'm gonna let you
gonna
watch
have
it in
a
its
biased
entirety
opinion
before-
via marriage. Ali has a
Because you're literally
positive
saying
view of marriage,
something
so
I
she doesn't have a
literally
bias
think I
towards,
said in the
well,
moment.
great marriages can work, right? So similar to me, the people I admire the most, the people I look up to, are married people. Patrick Bet-David, Jordan Peterson, my father, Pastor Mark Driscoll, people who I look up to the most, right? Long-term marriages, the people that I celebrate a lot. Long-term marriages. My father and mother have been married for over 30 years. Great, healthy marriage. So that's my opinion. My pastor, Pastor Heidi Lewis, been married for over 25 years. So that's my worldview. And so to me, hearing what he's sharing, there is truth in that. Everything what everyone's gonna share is gonna be truth in it. Yes, if you like, my dad told me a very powerful point. I love my father. He's such a wise older man. He said the most important decision you'll ever make in your life is the one you marry.
Yes.
And it can go one of two ways. And this is what I want the guys to understand. We're not teaching naivete, which is, oh, marriage is a perfect thing, and you just meet the one and live happily ever after, and there's no issues, there's no divorces. We're not teaching naivete. Marriage can be the worst thing in your life. It can be absolute living hell, and I guarantee you, you can go for days, and you know so many different stories about people with
What is
marriage
he saying, bro?
absolute living hell. But we don't want to teach being naive about the realities, but also we don't want to teach nihilism, right? The other end of the extreme. Marriage is the worst thing possible, and the women are out to get your money, and everyone's miserable, and everybody's roommates, and everybody's this.
You can pause
because
right
there
now.
are.
All right. So at the moment,
Yeah, go for it.
I
want to hear
I
you.
genuinely
I want to
don't
hear
know
you
what
guys.
he's saying right now. Like, he's not saying anything. He's not spitting. This is what I'm trying to say. He's not spitting.
Are you talking about the guy in the suit, right?
Yeah, he's not spitting.
That's what
said anything.
That's what I was when I was watching it, right? I'm in my head, I'm just like, he's saying a lot of words without saying anything in particular. You know, like what about you, Eric? EJ, sorry. What did you think about?
I couldn't really catch most of it, not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's like he was just rambling, you know? This man he was like rambling. Because like when you listen to Coach, right? He says a clear, concise point, what he believes, right? He's like, your marriage is not going to last that long, and you're basically going to live in a sexless marriage. That's kind of the point he's making, right? Very easy to understand. You can clearly get what he's trying to say. Did he seem like easily to understand to you guys? Like it's clear what he
believes. All right, that's what he believes. And then this guy is like, we're not teaching people that it's going to be good. It could be bad, but I trust people who are married. And man, my father, he's such a great man. Like, that's all he said. Literally everything he said for the past 2 minutes, I said in that like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it gets worse than that too. Like, I mean, I don't know.
So, I guess I could kept listening because I was just waiting for him to get to the point. I was like, what are you saying here, bro?
He never gets to the point. That's the thing. He never really gets to the point.
So what was the point of you? What am I supposed to extrapolate from this? Like, what are we talking about here?
Well, I wanted to talk about the larger discussion of marriage, but first, I guess we don't have to play the rest of it. I think we got enough of it from there. But so like because the thing is, right, his whole argument, because he's been on the rampage now, like he's really doubled down on like, because this guy was like he was like a big self-improvement type, right? I actually made a video about his genre of self-improvement, which I feel like it's more so masturbation, but whatever. So the thing is, right, he was a big self-improvement type. He would say a lot of the whole modern women thing, share a lot of those opinions. But now he's doing this thing where he's talking about how you got to be balanced and this and that. And the main problem I had with his what he was saying, it's like balance. You know, something can just be wrong. Something can just be stupid. You know, it's like you can't be completely 50-50 on everything. That makes no sense. You know, you can't live your life that way.
Yes,
There are some times when something is just dumb and you should not do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's like.
What are your opinions on marriage then, DJ?
Yeah, what are your opinions?
Hey, you gonna have me start, man?
Yeah. Get into it. Sit in the hot seat.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I had this discussion numerous times, but for those that don't know clearly, for me in my personal life, like I'm not really for it. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not for it. It's just not a desire of mine. It's not something I think about or dream about. You know, and being in American society, or maybe in a lot of different societies, that's like the goal. You know, have a house, get married, kids. That's up there. You know, like it's pretty much the finish line, so to speak. So, not against it. You know, like I always tell myself that given the right situation, you know, maybe I probably would entertain the idea, because I don't know what's in store for me sometimes, because you know, you say one thing, but you can be influenced, or something can happen in your life that alters a previous way of thinking that you had. So I always like to say that I keep my options open. And that might just be one of those things. So I'm not entirely sure if I would, but um, I guess the reason why I'm so somewhat skeptical of it is because of, like, you look at the statistics, you also look at previous examples, even in my own personal life. Like, I don't really know too many people that's married, never have been to a wedding, so it's not really a tradition that I've been brought up in. Um, Outside of like seeing it within media, within just within social media or like within the world landscape. But yeah, pretty much it for me on that.
What about you, Rick? I
Hey,
mean, sorry, Raytron.
no, you go next.
No, you
Go.
should
No,
go.
you go next.
Because I'm gonna. It makes more sense to get your
No, it
unbiased
doesn't.
opinion out first.
No, it doesn't.
I'm telling you, it does. It
No, it
does.
doesn't.
Yeah,
I'm
you should
telling you
go.
right now. You fine. 'Cause I don't know why you think I'm unbiased. Because as this man clearly stated, everyone has bias. But
Sure.
Fact.
But like I literally just sat
I
there. Yeah. Because I
I've been
remember I
in a
sat there
marriage.
ranting about the guy who went at length
Yeah,
about
yeah,
how
yeah.
much.
But when I think of marriage, I don't think like it's not no fairy tale in my mind. It's not like, oh yeah, we're gonna get married and live happily ever after. And it's like I understand that marriage is kind of like for the government. It ties your financials together. It ties all this other
Yeah.
stuff together. And I'm not against it. I'm not against it because like if you like find the partner that's like, all right, we're gonna be together for a really long time. I'm down, you down. We gonna do this, right? Then it's like it makes a lot of sense to get married because there are benefits to getting married, like financially. But if you want to talk about like the romantic side, I don't really, it's not really there. I guess like I do understand. Like it's like yes, it's like one way you can show your kind of commitment to the relationship, and I'm just gonna say like it's not that guys don't care about the wedding. It's just that we don't care about the wedding as much as they care about the wedding. Like I'd want my wedding to be nice. But my nice and their nice not gonna be the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like especially like you grow up and you don't hear about guys talking about their wedding, but like you got little girls playing like with their Barbies having weddings and stuff, and like, that's a different conversation for a different day. But what I'm saying is like they've probably had their idea of their ideal wedding since they were like 6, and I'm like, oh, I'd get married. You know, it's not the same. It's gotta get
Yeah.
married, but So overall, like I think you can get married. I think you can get married for a long time, but you gotta not look at it like it's not gonna be that Disney happily ever after thing. Like it's effort. Like it's effort. It's gonna stay effort. Like I am living with a whole other person. Like there are gonna be things I do that they don't like. There's gonna be things that they do that I don't like. They're going to change as a person over time, and you know that's up to you. Because like look, no one just changes overnight. So if you see someone doing some stuff that you don't like and you let them do that over and over and it gets to the point where that like becomes them, it's like that's your fault. Like you let that happen. It's like, oh, you've changed over the past 15 years. I've noticed 15 years. You waited 15 years to tell this person that you ain't like what they were doing. That's on you. That's on you. That's my opinion.
So like, it's funny that you mentioned the thing about this person's gonna change, because like one of the classic sort of sayings about marriage is about the woman trying her best to change the man, and the man hoping, oh no, or hoping the man will change, and the man hoping the woman will never change, that she'll stay exactly the same, as youthful as when he met her. And that's kind of what Coach talks about a
I've
lot.
never heard
That's
that
why I didn't
in
want
my
to talk about it
life.
to the end, because I'm just gonna sound like Coach Junior right now. Like basically, a lot of what you said, a marriage is very hard. It takes a lot of time. And basically what he says is she will start to lose passion for you over time. Your marriage will devolve into passionless, you know, a passionless existence in a while. Like
All
it's
right, time out. So that's the thing right there. Like everything kind of goes that way.
exactly.
Like even your
Nah,
friendship.
wait,
Like,
hold on, Ray, hold on.
what?
You're not getting off that easy, man. Gio ain't get to say his, man. How you feel about marriage?
Oh,
Oh yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
like
I was
in
just
your
trying to,
life, in your
okay.
life.
Let me keep going again.
We all
So,
gave our own.
Yeah.
You feel
It's
me?
going to devolve into a passionless existence. Then on top of that, there's the risk of one, your wife. it's like very likely she's gonna be the one who pulls the plug. Like it's just all the statistics
So,
support that.
so would you do it or not do it? That's the
Would
question.
I
Would you
get
do it?
married?
Yeah.
Hell fucking no.
All right, all right.
There was a period of time where I did want to do it because I was in this very stupid state of traditional. Like I had a very traditional mind, and in my traditional mind, I was like, I must get married, have kids, and then do this. Like it was like for me wanting to continue my legacy, like that kind of thing. But I grew out of that shit real fast. I was like, that's dumb. I'm not gonna do that. I was like, because like there's just too much at risk, you know. Like you let's say you marry this woman, dedicate your life, and then when things go sour, now this same woman is making your life a living hell, using your kids as fucking bargaining chips against you. Like have you? There's like crazy videos. Like
But you're just looking at the worst cases imaginable. Of
well,
it.
it's not even just that. It's like
it's pretty common though.
yeah, it's not that like
And that's the
you
kind
know
of
how
fucked
many,
up part. It's very common.
especially in the black fucking community. It's
Yeah,
very common.
it's very common. I was watching a video about that today.
Hmm.
Literally, I woke up, got on my bed, did whatever I had to do, got back, opened YouTube, and this person's talking about the reality of marriage or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, go on.
Like,
keep on, keep on.
have you guys ever seen that video with the guy? He takes his kid to get a haircut, and the woman is giving him mad trouble for it, talking about how she could take him to court over it because he gave the kid a haircut.
Yeah,
You ever saw that?
yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That and when I was watching that video, I was like, this woman still loves him. Like that's born out of anger. Like she's angry that their relationship messed up, and this is her lashing out instead of communicating like a healthy individual. Get what I'm saying? Like I don't know who pulled the plug on their relationship, but it like in my mind, it kind of looked like that was some hurt feelings. Like
Yeah,
there were a lot
he
of
did.
hurt feelings.
Like he pulled the plug and she didn't like it
Yeah, that's what I felt like. Like, did you get those vibes from that interaction?
because it was so goofy. It was like they got a haircut. I mean, I think I've seen more videos like that.
Yeah,
Bro, the
man.
one that hurt my soul the most was this woman called the cops on the dad as she was handing over the kid. So like he gets the kid, he's going to the car, and then the cops came out of nowhere to like arrest him. Like arrest him, and then the mom is there in the background, be like, oh, so it was like like she set him up, like she set him up, and he was like yelling like, why would you do this to him? And she's like, I didn't do nothing. It's like, you called the cops, you knew like this would happen, and I don't even remember why he was being arrested. I don't even think it was like he wasn't like a criminal, like he wasn't like he was robbing people. I think it was like some civil stuff. Like and she like just was weaponizing the police against him, so she could get more time with the kid, and like she made it so that the kid watched his dad get arrested, and all he was trying to do was just take the kid and go home. And I was just like,
Did that on purpose, bro. She wanted the kid
did
to
this
see
on
that,
purpose,
so the image of his dad could be ruined in his mind.
and that hurt. But I'm not gonna let that ruin marriage for me, right? Like I think what Coach did. No, I can't remember which one of them said it's like picking your wife is like the most important thing. Like I don't remember who said
Leave that
that.
with Hafeez. If you're talking about the guy in the
I
taxi
don't
suit,
remember. I just remember someone said it, and I was like, it's true. Picking your wife is important. I'm not saying like pick your wife. I'm like picking your spouse is important. Like
But I feel like both of you guys got good judgment, right? Like you would consider yourself people that have good judgment
good judgment.
because of things, right? Like a lot of individuals.
You're funny.
Hey, man,
bro.
I'll try to give you a compliment, man. I mean, shit.
no, he
But,
was insulting me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Insulting that guy.
Sign of insecurity when you can't go 10 seconds without.
Oh,
I thought you
if
took
you
him- I
want to
thought you
talk
took him
about
to
that, we can talk about all the time. That you, as soon as anyone show up, he's like, this nigga Ray badmouth me. I'm like, this nigga, it's been 5
Where's
years.
Nah. But
Yeah,
aside
sure.
from that, it was just like, I feel like you guys would know. Like, obviously, somebody could change in the course of a relationship, and especially within marriage. But I feel like you can at least detect or know more or less like who they're gonna be throughout. So I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if like marriage is gonna automatically change that. Like you're gonna get a sudden change.
I hardcore disagree. You're gonna because I'm serious. when you're
Or
married,
even if there's a sudden change, I feel like you would have the foresight to anticipate that.
no, you're not going to. That's not how that works. It's literally because the thing is, right? People change in general. You're not going to be able to see the future and know how this person's going to evolve. Like you just won't know. It's like, you guys are both going to be in that honey. Even in a relationship, you have no fucking clue what either of you are going to become. To be honest, you know how many people enter relationships and if you were to look at a picture of them when they were younger, they're both like these. They'll be having tattoos and shit. They're all like looking hardcore. Then after 5 years of being married, they're both just normal ass people with kids, and they're both basic as hell now. They were like punk rocker. Then after all those years, by necessity, they were forced to evolve into new people.
No,
That's
I wouldn't even say by necessity.
I would agree.
You just don't want to do that shit no more. Like, you just stop.
The reason why I'll say it's by necessity is because, especially when you're in a marriage, because of like what you were talking about. Now you're in this agreement. You're auditing yourself almost every day to try and keep this thing stable, right? Then you throw kids into the mix. Now you're literally constantly concerned with the lives.
But my whole thing is like I would agree if the relationship is still in the early stages. Like, you have people that get married after 6 months or a year of knowing the person. If you guys been going steady at it for like 7-8 years, or obviously there's no certain amount of time, but I just feel like if you've known them or you feel like you've known them for a long period of time, like marriage shouldn't dramatically change their behavior pattern.
That touches on the other. That touches on the other saying.
I don't think it's marriage that changes you. Like people change in general. It's not the marriage is changing them, right?
Well, technically,
bro. Wait, time out. Yeah. Anyway, so like it's not the fact that I am married is why I'm changing. It's I am a person. I am not a character in a book. I will go through changes. I will go up through them. I will experience life, right? And like things will like make me change my views on stuff, right? So that's what I was saying. Like if you are noticing like your partner doing this thing over and over again, and you're not liking it, and you don't say anything about it, and then 15 years later you finally blow up, like that's on you. So like, and
that's what I'm saying.
Even in any relationship, even in friendships, you can see that like happening. Like, and I've definitely like went out of my way, like, hey, like you should stop. Like I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you do that. Like I tell people, I was straight up just like, hey, like just this thing. Like, and they usually appreciate it. Sometimes they don't. And, like, sometimes you just got to stop being friends with people. But if you notice someone's doing bad habits and you, like, don't like it to the extent where it's like, yeah, I don't want to be around a person doing this, like, you can tell them. I'm not even saying it's your job to tell them. It's like, you can tell them because, you should be some sort of equal with that person. Like EJ, if I saw you, like, every night you were out here, like, killing cats, I'd be like, yo, you gotta cut that out.
I would never, man. I love cats, man.
I love cats. Bro, you gotta cut that out, right? Because I don't want to say anything that was like,
too violent.
Not even that. It's like if you're out here getting piercings, like, why do I care if you're getting piercings or if you're getting tattoos? I gotta pick something that's extreme. That's like, yo, bro.
Nah, well, you're not even gonna tell the police. You just get it.
Honestly, there's a cat problem. That's a different
There's a shortage of cats around, stray cats around the city.
There's too many. That's a different topic. Anyway,
it's kind of like the pigeon situation. It's very complex. There's a lot you can get into about that. But the thing is, right? One, it definitely is. The person is changing, but also, of course, the marriage is also changing them because they're just your external environment is going to change you. Like you're going to change based on the environment you're put into, right? So. Yes, they're changing on their own, but also the marriage is changing them. But then this moves on to the other point, right? Where once you divorce your partner, then you see a side to them that you never saw before. You can find many divorced men talking about this. Not even just divorced men, divorced women as well, talking about this. Your partner, you'll divorce them, and they just become some fucking megalomaniacal supervillain. Like they just start doing the most evil, scheming shit, and you're just like, yo, I was married to this nigga? Or I was married to this nigga?
Like that lady, like, she kept sending her husband to jail because he couldn't pay child support. And because he was going to jail, every time he came out, he didn't have time to find a job, she would send him right back to jail. And she didn't need the money either. She had a new husband. They were both making great money. She just wanted him in jail.
Yeah.
He just was constantly. You know what was really wild is that the judge knew. Like, the judge even explained this out loud, and he was like, "Well, you gotta go to jail."
Yeah. Because the thing is, it's like a marriage is a big time emotional investment. So when it goes sour, the other person kind of feels like very cheated. Because your emotions, I think, are some of the most, like, something hurts you emotionally much deeper than like anything else. Like, if you drop the cup, you'll probably be mad about the cup, blah, blah, blah. But if someone else took your cup, smashed it on the floor, and then insulted you at the same time, the wound is like those emotional wounds really fucking like stick with you. So I guess what happens is that's why they become so vindictive. Like, it's just there's like, I gave you, like, women will literally say this, I gave you my best years. They'll say shit like that. So I think that's why they become so vindictive once the divorce happens.
Now I was gonna say my whole thing about that is like, yeah, people are gonna change, like that's inevitable, and I just mean in a relationship, like if you consistently know this person, like not saying they can't change, but it's just like what's the likelihood? Like if in year 4, 5, and 6 they were the same person, what's the chances in 8, 9, and 10 they're gonna be way different, way different that you couldn't have seen.
Change doesn't happen overnight. Change happens
Yeah,
exponentially.
but it's about
You
polarity.
might not notice.
Polarity.
You might not notice immediately, but
But
if
it's not even
you
just
if
that.
you like look back, you're like, damn.
Yeah,
And like,
oh
I'm
yeah.
saying,
But
is
but
like,
even if it's a change, is it gonna be that dramatic of a change that?
Well, it's
well,
about
it's up to you
polarity.
to decide what you're willing
Yeah.
to put up with.
But
Like,
it's about polarity though, because the reason, like in terms of love, love is a very intense emotion. And love is weird is that it rarely just dissipates, it seems. Love seems to just fucking transform into its direct opposite. Like a lot of the time, if a woman is madly fucking in love with you, or a man, either way, woman is madly in love with you, and then you break her heart, it's like you did, it's like you reached into her, like in her mind, it's like you reached into her fucking chest and literally crushed her heart with your bare hands. So she fucking hates you now. And with men, a lot of these like snapped cases where a man loved a woman very much, and let's say he finds out she cheated on him or some shit, or she doesn't want to be with him, and what does this nigga do? Go straight to fucking murder. You just fucking
Yeah,
murder.
yeah, but even in a scenario like that, maybe there were like, yeah, he maybe never like went, full out assault on her, but he probably had, some built up rage prior to that. Like she could probably sense, not saying that, she would think he would go get to that point, but it's, she probably knew she was dealing with someone that's on the edge though.
You can't really sense how someone's gonna be in an extreme circumstance. Is what I'm saying. It's hard to get a gauge of what someone would be like. Like for example, right? When people meet me, very often they're like, "You look like the kind of guy that could fuck someone up, but I don't get that vibe from you." Correct? But it's like in a very extreme situation, if I got really angry, I would transform into someone that you wouldn't recognize.
He's soft, yeah. You're not like that, man. He's soft. I don't know why you project
Yeah,
that.
very small. But it's like,
anyway,
it's like
nah, come on. So EJ, like, not even going to the extreme, like, it's kind of hard to articulate how someone can change in a way where you don't like them,
Yeah.
to the point where you wanted to have a divorce, because it might not even that they changed, like you might have changed, and like
exactly.
so like
Yeah.
I'm in this like there's this app I have called Fishbowl. Like there's like a relationship section, and like I'll just be reading the comments and like the posts, and someone's like, yeah, well, my girlfriend, she curses a lot, and like admittedly I used to be like that, but like I don't do that no more, and it's kind of a turn off. Like,
That's a good point.
like
That's a good
it's
point.
like you could just change that way. And to the other point where it's like you were these hard punk rockers. Like there was this couple who's like, yeah, we both kind of stopped being punk rockers, but our friends are still punk rockers, and we kind of just don't fuck with them no more. And it's like, bro, people change. Whether
You
the
mature
person,
past certain
I
behaviors.
don't even want to
Yeah.
say it's maturing, but
Yeah, it's not even maturing. It's just you grow out of things. Like I was hardcore into comic books. I don't like them as much as I used to. Like nowhere
But,
near as much.
so it's like I said, it's like you will change. Like you will change. Whether that change translates into you wanting to be with that person or not, that's completely up to you. That's why I'm saying marriages work. Like you are.
You got a
someone.
point, because it doesn't gotta be dramatic. Like you're right. That was probably the better way of describing it. Like what you would allow or what your tolerance level is at. Because it doesn't have to be necessarily a dramatic change. Like she cheated on you, betrayed you, you know, did
No, I'm
something.
saying, when I said
Yeah.
dramatic, the divorce itself is the dramatic emotional
I'm
upheaval.
saying, but it doesn't
before
even have to
that,
be
before
that
we get
though.
to
It
the
doesn't even
point of
have to be
divorce,
that. It could be
yes,
very minor, but to you, it's like your limit
Like one guy was talking
or
about how
past
his
your limit.
girlfriend just sleeps all day and he doesn't like that, and he's probably
Yeah.
gonna break up with her for that. One guy, there's a great breadth of different reasons people want to be with or without their partner. One person was like they sleep too much. One person was like this person wants kids and I definitely don't want kids, so I had to break up with them. And I
Yeah.
think that was a very reasonable and mature
Yeah,
decision
that's
on his
much more
part.
valid. That's
That
much
was-
more valid than the sleeping thing.
Nah, she was like sleeping 20 hours a day, bro. And he was like, she wakes up.
You need to ask
Well,
that bitch. You need to take that bitch to the
Yes,
doctor.
he was like, he's like been
That's
telling her to go to a
condition.
doctor and she refuses. So he's like, what am I gonna do? Like he doesn't want to be here anymore. But that's not the point. So it's like there are many things. So like marriages
Yeah.
work. If you do decide to marry someone, there might become a time where you don't want to be with them anymore. And that's
just
why
happens.
that's why I don't try to like hold that like Disney fairy tale version of marriage. Where like
Yeah.
yes, like, I gotta like do this, that, and the third, and it's gonna be perfect forever. It's like, look, man, you might not be with them forever, and hell,
Not
it
even
be
might
you.
not. Very likely you won't.
Like, look, man, if you can be friends with someone for a really long time, you can probably find
Yeah.
someone you want to be with for a long time. That's why. That's what I'm saying. You got to be friends with this person first. Like, if it's really just transactional, more likely that you don't. Listen, look, man. I was
actually-
buying this thing, and then you no longer have it for sale. Like, what are
Well,
we
see,
here
that's
for?
the irony. I actually think if it's transactional, your marriage is more likely to survive, to be honest. I think
Like
if
that.
there's less emotion involved and you both understand that it's an arrangement, then you probably aren't just going to divorce for no reason. Like, you guys understand.
If you're
that-
talking about the success, like it's succeeding, but at the same time makes you question, like, is that really a success though? Like, yeah, like on paper, like you guys,
Bro, success is
according to the
success is
government,
success, bro.
but there's no love in that. There's no, you know.
Yeah,
Marriage
So
is about love. It never was.
But marriage ain't about that. Like, I'm not marrying you because I love you. Like,
It never was.
it's not.
It
It's not what we
literally
got
never
married,
was
bro.
about love.
Like I said, I explained it before. I was like, yo, there are some tax
I did it so you
benefits.
can leave me alone, man.
Love is a
Look,
fucking.
bro, if you ever get married to someone because they can leave you alone, don't get married to someone.
Love
If
is
you
a
ever
fucking.
wanted to get married and they were like, I just want to shut up, get divorced immediately.
Love is a fucking an induced delusion. It's a mass hysteria. You
I
know.
don't even believe what he's saying right now. I believe you can love people.
Look,
But
fucking
I'm just
Shakespeare,
saying,
right?
that's not why I'm getting married to you. I'm
Romeo
not
and
getting married to
Juliet.
love you.
Romeo and
Romeo
Juliet.
and Juliet is not a love story.
No, that's what I'm saying. He literally wrote that.
It's a tragedy.
To show you how love is fucking makes you fucking an insane person. And if you look back throughout all those romantic stories, they're all trying to tell you the
It
same
was like,
fucking thing.
how long was Romeo and Juliet? It was like a weekend. It was 3 days.
But
It
the
was-
thing is, that shit
That
is
could happen in 3 days. I will find that out in
Yo, love
Oh.
love will make you do some shit. Like I remember this teacher was fucking this student, this male student. That's why when people always every time they see a male student sleeping with a teacher, a female teacher, and they're always cheering like it's awesome, I always
Yeah.
cite this story to show them how badly that shit could go. She's sleeping with this student, right? And then she decides she doesn't want to be with her husband. She's able to convince the kid to kill her husband. The kid goes and convinces his friends to help him. And they go and they murder this man in his house. And I'm like, God damn, you know, like what the fuck? Like,
You don't even
like
gotta
that
be in
man
love.
was.
You don't even gotta be in love to do some shit like
the
that.
most
You just gotta
wildest
be
part
horny.
is like, how did you convince your man
That's
though?
what I keep trying to figure
What do
out.
you gain from that?
His friends. How did he convince his friends to help him? Was she having
Bro.
sex with her too?
You don't gotta be in love to do that. You
Like,
just
I
gotta
don't
be
know.
horny.
Like I'm getting no ass,
no,
bro.
no.
Like,
I'm
they,
telling you,
like,
he was in love. He was in love. There's a difference between horniness and love.
He was
Like, how is
horny.
this happening?
How old was this kid?
I don't remember. But horniness, you're not gonna kill somebody, bro.
Man, for the box.
That and it takes an
bro,
intense
bro.
emotion.
Horny's not gonna kill nobody. Look at all of the black community, bro, killing people over box every day. Killing people over box every day. You're not in love. You're horny,
True, but
bro.
that's the bullshit involved.
That shit is sadly
Like,
true.
The guys killing people over a box, they're the guys who like a guy gets out of prison or some shit, learns his wife was sleeping.
Man,
You know, that kind of thing.
that'll be their first kill, bro.
Yeah. Because he claims it's because
And they convince every one of their homies to help them do it too. On gang, bro. On gang.
they claim that girl. That's why.
So
Not like they're not gonna kill a guy for some random hoe that they're fucking on the side, but they will do it for the girl that they claim. You get what I'm saying?
they first kill. That's crazy. They first kill.
Probably, to be honest. But yeah, I guess we talked about this at length. Guess we can move on to the next topic.
Oh wait! Before we move off of this, I don't want to be married, guys, but I do. What I do have a strong desire for is I want to be a best man. I've always been a regular man, but never.
So if anyone out there get married,
applications to the best man.
So best man applications.
Y'all gonna have to fight for it. I got 15 brothers. You gonna have to fight for it.
Thanks.
One of us should get
Honestly,
married.
I feel like that'd be a great event. Like joking, he's like, all right, for the best man, like y'all gonna have to do some gladiator. I feel like that, man. Fuck the wedding. That's what I'm gonna plan.
Yeah,
that should be fun.
That does sound awesome. But all right. So now let's talk about Ethan Klein. Why don't you pull up
I don't want to talk about Ethan Klein. Honestly, like who the fuck is Ethan Klein?
Pull up a picture of Ethan Klein.
Ethan Klein don't want to talk about me, man.
Ethan Klein, hold on.
He will. Can you find the picture of him that says "Come Eater" on his head?
I feel like this is the best picture.
Mary Joseph.
Yes, please show the picture of Ethan Klein.
No. Here's the best picture. Well,
share it real quick so EJ can see it. Share it real quick so EJ can see it.
It's the materials, right?
Bro.
Oh, you sent it to materials? Send it to materials.
It's not materials. Just look at the stream. It's live. Just look at it.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll pull up.
It's literally easier.
I'll pull up the stream on my phone.
This is what this man looks like. He's usually wearing some goofy hat. He always looks confused because he doesn't know what he's talking about. But what are we talking about? Why am I bringing up this man?
Ethan Klein is like I used to watch his videos when I was younger. He was a funny guy. Give me a second. Let me get my charger. Yeah, he was a funny guy, man. And then he just like evolved into this fucking monster. And just like he had some of the most offensive humor on YouTube. Then he evolves into this really politically this really politically correct guy. And it was very disheartening to see. And now he's finally getting just desserts.
Yo, is he finally? It's because he's canceled, huh? Like, right? Like he's canceled.
Yeah, he got canceled. Why don't you tell?
Oh yeah. Because he said something about he wanted Ben Shapiro to be the first to be gassed, right?
Yeah, Ben Shapiro's a Jew like him, and this is what he says. EJ, he says, I hope when they start gassing Jews, I hope Ben Shapiro is like the first to be gassed. This is what he said.
Lost all his sponsors.
Yeah, he lost. They fucking hardcore buried it.
Just like Kanye, which I'm pretty sure he hates Kanye, but now he and Kanye are in the same boat.
No, because the thing is, it's like, I remember when me and you were talking about this, Ray. It's like, even I, as Ray can tell you, I have very off-color humor, right? Very off-color humor. Even I,
he's trying to get people with that kind of humor.
Even I, when I heard what this motherfucker said, was like, holy shit, he said that?
Because crazy. I don't think that's a joke. Like, and it's not sarcasm. It's not satire. That's just that's the shit that liberals will do this a lot. Actually, they will like say some really really dark shit, and it's like, oh, I'm joking. He meant it. He meant it. He's like, if this situation was happening and this guy actually did get harmed in any way, he would find joy in it. Mm-hmm. And if he'll probably show up right now and be like, no, I didn't act. He meant it. He meant it with his whole chest. And I know because that's just how these people are. Like, they will say some foul shit, and they will mean it.
But what do you guys think about him being canceled? Even if he was a big proponent of cancel culture and really would go at length about how it actually was a good thing, do you guys still think he deserves to be canceled?
I think it's irony that he's getting canceled, and like part of me is like, I'm glad he's getting canceled because this is what you fought for. Like, if you really about to get down, you getting canceled, like, you have to sit there and take it, right? Like, if you're going to fight for this thing, when it comes for you, you have to be ready for it. But no,
I like
I don't
that.
think he should. I don't think he should get canceled for just saying what he said, because technically free speech or whatever. Actually, he did wish harm on someone, and that doesn't file. That's not under free speech. Wishing harm on
Inciting
people.
violence.
Yeah, like that. That doesn't. That's not free speech. So I don't know. Like I don't think he should have got canceled over it. He should have gotten in. Like there should be repercussions, but I guess this is the repercussion, right? So I guess
Yeah.
fuck it, he gets canceled.
Facts. I mean, if that's
All
what it
that
takes
man
for him
froze.
to.
All that man froze. Look at him.
Nah, he did. He did. He
You
did.
know, he kind of looks like Steve Harvey right now, with the mustache.
Sitting
Like
there
that Steve
oddly.
Harvey mustache.
No, I was looking at I'm looking at us on the stream. Yeah.
And I agree with that though, because it's like the power that your words have, like who you're affecting. The Jewish community, Ben Shapiro, like obviously that's not happening to him, but just to even wish that on somebody is insane. So I don't know. I think you should have to deal with the repercussions for the things you say in life. Sometimes it'd be unfair. But in this case, I think it was warranted.
Yeah, like there was nothing taken out of context about what he said either. It's
So
not like I was
what
like,
kind of,
what? Go on.
so what kind of joke could he have made that you guys think wouldn't have merited? Like, let's say if he were to make a gas chamber joke.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's just,
See,
I mean, that's a whole separate conversation about comedy. Like, to be doing that on a platform that's gonna be viewed by, I don't even know his following, millions of people.
Yeah, he had a lot of watchers.
So it's like when you're making that kind of joke and you're not directing at this very specific person,
Yeah.
I feel like that's different. Because you're not inciting violence. You're just like, this is because it's a well-known thing that happened, right? And if you're making a joke about something that happened, like, I don't think you get canceled for it.
Why even play around with that? Like, I don't. Is that
Look,
his
man,
thing
I
though? Like,
can't-
is he
I
known
can't-
to?
Ask you not to make jokes about something.
It's funny. He was known as the kind of guy who would make like very off-color jokes, but then it's funny because this man is probably one of the most biggest flip-flops ever. Like, on one hand, he's sitting there talking all this shit about cancel culture and how it's a good thing, but then he still would make very like bizarre remarks, like crazy insults and stuff. That, like, if anything, was exactly the same as the people he was like, giving shit to. So, so he is kind of known for having very over the top humor, but he was trying very hard to play the role of like the PC police guy. But it's like it just wasn't him. He was trying to sell out.
I mean, he would have more of a defense if that's his.
Shit that have these kinds of humor too. Like, there was
What was
some people who make these overly PC remarks. They will have this kind of humor, and like it's usually like no one else is around when they say it, and you're just like, how can you believe this, but then say the shit that you do? It's just like you're clearly just like faking it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of why Hafeez, the guy from the first thing, is getting a lot of flack, because he was he was kind of entrenched within a lot of that self-improvement RP kind of stuff. And then now he seems like he's trying really hard to distance himself. Like, he's talking shit on all RPs, like he's trying very hard. And like people are like just talking about how it's not genuine. Like, he's clearly just trying to sell out so he can get a bigger following. So that's kind of what Ethan Klein did. He sold out. He's trying to present himself one way so he get a bigger following, and he got eaten. He got eaten by his own piranhas, I guess.
Like Abba said, bro, if you raise the beast, like, don't be surprised when it bites you.
Yeah, there we go. We had to get in the Abba quote.
Yeah, bro. Shout out Abba and preach. I'm trying to get like them.
I'm about to.
You had to get in one Abba quote.
You know what we got to
Bro,
do?
it's not my fault that shit was bars. It was bars.
You've been having a lot of bars recently.
Be speaking to your soul, bro.
Bro,
be having
go
bars
watch his video, or don't watch his recent video. Like, well, no. It's not like his recent video is bad. What's
Has
that?
Abba ever said anything you didn't like?
Yeah, of course. All the time. Then
he says things
I
that I think are
don't
stupid
preach.
sometimes.
Everyone says things like, "Look, bro, you
Well, see,
can,
this
you
is the
can
thing.
like
I'm not an
someone
idiot.
and like
I'm not an idiot.
they
So
can say some stupid shit. Like even this man down here, he says some shit I don't like. We'll have arguments. We'll get some heated arguments.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but like,
yeah. You just gotta accept that Ray is stupid, and it's okay.
I be thinking like Ab is a superhero in this man's life. He could do no wrong, bro.
nah,
Well, see, the
that
thing
guy
is-
says a lot of dumb shit sometimes. But like,
You gotta when part of being an adult, part of being a real adult, because a lot of people don't even seem to have this ability, is you gotta be able to. Someone has to be able to say something you don't like, and you have to be able to realize that just because they said something you don't like, what the fuck? Sorry, give me a second.
anyway, so yeah, you gotta be able to realize that someone can say
Finish that
something
thought,
that
yeah.
you don't like, and realize it's all right. So because it's weird because like if they're saying a bunch of shit you don't like, you clearly just don't like that
Yeah.
person. But if you like not like I don't know that guy personally or whatever, but if you like respect that guy to a certain extent or whatever,
Yeah.
and like they say some like 1-2 things that you're like I don't
Yeah.
agree with that.
It doesn't define him. Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
if you
define
ever
him.
quantify what they're saying, you know, it's like, all right, Abba has a bad take on police reform. Okay, he has a bad take on that. I don't know if he actually has a bad take. This is an example. If he has a bad take on police reform, and we can have a conversation about it, I can, like, that's a lot different if he's out here saying shit like, I think that black people should be slaves. Like, that's way different. That's a whole different conversation. You shouldn't talk to someone. That's not a difference of opinion. That person doesn't see you as a person type shit.
Facts.
And I would have a discussion with someone like that.
As a society,
But I'm saying, like,
we do
like, I'm not
we
gonna
do
sit
struggle with
here and
that.
be
Yeah.
like, damn, you know, he said one bad thing. Like, that's not the same thing.
yeah, see, it's the extremity of what was said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Society
I know
struggles with
exactly.
that, from disagreeing with a person to like totally writing them off as a person to hang out with or engage in any kind of relationship with.
And this fits into the cancel culture thing hardcore because people want someone canceled for saying one thing. It's like you just can't you just accept that this person doesn't agree with you, that they did is okay, they have an opinion you don't like, and then you move on with your life.
You want to know the worst thing I hated about cancel culture is they would find something someone did like 40 years ago and cancel them over that. Like I couldn't agree with that because it's like, so you're gonna look me in the eye and tell me people can't change. Like if they said that shit last week, all right. If they said that 10, 13 years ago, bro, the whole world was a different place that long ago. Like, what was it, 10, 15 years ago, everyone was saying the F word. Everyone was saying it, like, and it didn't mean anything, really. Like, it didn't mean anything. Like, no one, like you wouldn't even get in trouble if you said it in school. Like, that's how prevalent it was.
I mean, you wouldn't get a lot in trouble for a lot of things.
Like, now I can't even say it, bro. I had to call it the F word. Like, I couldn't even just say it. Even though I was talking about it in that sort of context, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll say it.
Go ahead. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but it's like
But people don't take that chance. That there's an opportunity there. Like just like if you disagree with someone or their understanding of something is short sighted or a little bit ignorant, you could take that as a teaching opportunity. That maybe they don't have to agree with you, but you can educate them, and maybe it will.
Don't gotta do that.
Huh?
I also just don't got to.
You don't have to, but you could use that as an opportunity.
Look, man, if I fuck with them enough, sure. If I don't know you and I'm like, damn, that sound like a project. I'll catch you next time.
Yeah, you're right.
Later.
It is.
like, look, Nick, it's not my job. It's not my job. If I am doing it, it's because I've already invested in the friendship or something, or so, like I will take it upon myself to do the thing, but I also just don't got to. Like,
You don't gotta do a lot of.
Exactly.
You don't gotta do a lot of things. You don't gotta
shit.
have a headline, and we see that.
Oh no!
Making that very
You always
clear.
gotta have one. Oh my god.
always gotta have one. There would have to be at least one.
Oh my god. Let me
Oh my
let me
god.
just put on this hat real quick. Just, yeah. Now oh man.
What's a snake solid?
Oh shit.
Perfect.
I moved the wire like one.
Don't committed
fucking-
seppuku, bro.
Yeah, so
Took a
personally, on one level, I think Ethan Klein getting eaten by his own creation. I'm happy it happened to him. So now he can he can do some reflection and maybe grow as an individual. He won't.
He
He
gonna come
won't.
back and he gonna double down.
Yeah, he gonna be like. I wonder if what he said about it. You know
I don't
what?
care.
See if he's made any tweets about it.
Oh man, you gonna make me look at this. Look at
Yeah.
bro.
See if he's made any tweets about his cancellation. I'm curious to see what his take on his own cancellation is. Because Sneako's take on his own cancellation.
Oh,
So-
don't talk about this, man. Don't talk
Yeah,
about this,
that's a
man.
opinion
Sneak.
up there.
Oh no.
Yeah, you giving this man more attention than he deserves, man.
Now Sneako was hilarious because he kept talking about how he's gonna be canceled. Like it's a funny thing. Then he gets canceled and he's whining about it and like crying about it. I was like, isn't that what you wanted? You sound like you wanted it. He'd always every time say like, when I get canceled, like it was so funny. Then he gets canceled, and now he's acting like he's acting like it's this gross injustice. It's like, I mean, you were sitting there acting like it wouldn't matter just a few weeks ago. Yeah.
I'm not seeing Ethan talk about anything. He's posting like normal.
Oh, guess he doesn't want to talk about it. Sometimes when you pretend
How many
something's not
people that
happening.
reported me to YouTube? He's making jokes about it. He's making jokes about it. Like he doesn't even care.
The people who reported me to YouTube.
Yeah.
Notice how him getting reported now it's like the people who did it are a bunch of like, I guess, mean idiots or some shit.
Correct.
But when other people report, when they're reporting the things he doesn't like, then it's justified. It's okay.
In fact, here's Ben talking about how he doesn't believe that Ethan should have been suspended.
Yeah.
But here Ben saying I don't think he should have been suspended, but I have no sympathy for someone who engages in cancel culture and being canceled. You know, like everyone else. Everyone's like, yo, bro, he kind of asked for this.
Yeah.
You can be offended by my joke and not be a white supremacist. Obviously, I'm taking. He doesn't care that he got suspended. Ethan does not care.
Yeah.
He's using this as just a joke. He's attacking white supremacists. He doesn't see the irony. Bro, this man is not up here. There's nothing up here, bro. There's nothing up there. Most of these people who sit here and talk about this shit, there's nothing up here.
I don't like just dismissing someone on the basis just assuming they're stupid. I like to really understand what's going on in there. So I don't want to just dismiss someone as
You're
stupid.
gonna find out there's nothing up there. There's nothing there.
I'm wondering
you're gonna knock on the door and no one's home, bro. I'm
That's a
sorry.
whole project, bruh. Like Ray said.
knock on the door. No, you're gonna hear fucking echoes. You're gonna hear it echo. You're gonna knock on the door and hear your shit echo. Well,
And
I
look,
guess
man, I'm
guess we
not
could-
saying this guy is like actually stupid, but it's just like, look, man, that's not my business.
guess we can move on to the next
Not
topic.
my business.
All right. So
This
now
final thing that we talking about.
let's talk about. It's not the final thing.
It's
but
the final thing. I'm calling that.
Damn near the final thing. But let's talk about. Wait, give me a second. Let's talk about love yourself at every size. Let's talk about that.
All right, so I'll take
Is that a healthy way to live?
I'll
Should you
take
love
this one
yourself
right
at every
now.
size?
There's a difference between having a positive outlook on yourself and then being completely delusional that you are like perfect in like every single way you are, right? Like bro, I love myself, but I understand that there I can improve, right? And I feel like that's different. Like I'm going to the gym, I'm taking steps to be healthier in my lifestyle because.
What are the steps you're
No,
taking?
wait, time out. Because I saw some wild shit. I was at this event.
You really didn't hear that?
No, I didn't. I don't care. So I was at this event, and this man, he had to lean on like whenever he got to a place, like he was a real big guy. He had to lean every time he used to say. Like he would lean and he would do his little presentation. He would get up, walk to the next place, start leaning. I was like, I can't live like that.
That was you 2 weeks ago?
I wouldn't want to get to the size where it's like I have to like rest my weight on something or I can't stand up straight. Like I don't want to do that. And like that's not the only reason that like I decided to like I started going to the gym, start trying to eat more healthy. Like I'm taking these steps, right? So like you can look at yourself, see that the way you are it's not healthy. And I mean it's not healthy. Anyone who's to tell you that they are 400, 500 pounds and healthy, they're lying to you. You're not healthy at that weight. if you have a medical condition where you cannot get that weight off, that is completely different. But also means that you are not healthy because you have a medical
Those are
condition.
very fucking rare as well.
Yeah, those are rare. But so, like, if you are, you like, look, man, you gotta just like stop being delusional about it. Take responsibility for yourself and your actions. Like, because another thing I see a lot is people blaming their like parents for their lifestyle they live. It's like, look, all right, cool. Now what? You found out the reason. Now what? You gonna sit here and be like, well, I'm this way because my family, we love to do this, that, and the third. Okay, you gonna stay that way? That's it? You're done? Like, come on, cut that shit out.
Gotta lead a seminar, man. That was motivational.
What about you, EJ? What do you think about fat people?
Fat people. Damn, man. I got all the topics today, man. Fat people, marriage. Man, we're going down a slippery slope.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I mean, you gotta take accountability for where you're at in life, no matter weight, any life decision that affects you. And if that's something that bothers you, or it's impeding your progress in some way to achieve some kind of goal that you have for yourself, then yeah, I mean, you have to drain. Basically, what he was saying, like you have to drain, not to use the word weight again, but you have to drain the weight that any excuse that you have, whatever like your parents has on you. Like you have to find a way to because there might be circumstances in which somebody's obviously affecting you. Like you might be somebody might be picking on you, so you go comfort eat or something. I don't know. And that's what drives it. So you just have to find a way to and it's not easy, but you have to find a way around it in terms of self-improvement.
Yeah, it's very funny because I was just talking to some people at work about how I was saying, because one of my coworkers the other day brought food with her, but she was like, "Oh, I want some comfort food," and she wanted to go to Burger King to get her comfort food. And the next day, I was like, "Isn't it interesting how comfort food is the food that kills us?" I was like,
Yeah.
"All the comfort food is the food that fucking kills you." I was like, "I wonder why we find comfort in that."
That's why I found you ever seen the movie Soul Food?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw
the
the Boondocks episode.
Boondocks made fun of
Yeah,
that.
you remember what they said in Boondocks? That shit really happened. Like, fucking, like this family gets together to eat soul food on Sundays, which is like food that's unhealthy as fuck for you. Like fried foods. And the grandmother used to make the meals, so like that was their way of coming together as a family. It had a symbol of family love, togetherness. And when she dies, I don't remember how she dies, if it was like from clogged arteries or some shit. And they proceed to eat that same food that more than likely embodied her. So
They're
it's
probably
like,
playing that sentimental music as they do it, and like, like
yeah,
this is what killed our grandma.
Like, to a certain extent, I do understand that, like, bro, food. Everyone has like some sort of relationship with food, and like I get the idea that this was their way of connecting with their family, all right. But like there's ways of making that food without being as unhealthy as it is.
Nah, bro, fried chicken? How the fuck you gonna make
You
fried
can air fry
chicken?
it. You can air fry it. You can use a different kind of oil.
Nah, it's still unhealthy though.
It's not as unhealthy as it was. Like, I'm not saying like you should eat this type of food every single day, but like there's just healthier ways you can make that food.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love myself some good old fried chicken every once in a while. Yeah,
And like
I
I
have my
said, like,
best.
bro, just because something is fried doesn't automatically make it unhealthy. Like literally air frying it, it's
Well,
just
it
so
depends
much
on-
more healthy.
It depends on what you're eating. That it doesn't matter.
It's like-
Usually, the things that can be fried and won't like fucking kill you, they already were pretty like healthy to begin with, but then even that will lower the value, like the
'Cause,
caloric
like,
value.
if you really think about like what is fried chicken, bro, it's chicken with like some dough around it, right? Like you literally just dip it in some egg and some flour, and then you fry it. Like what is the most unhealthy?
Air frying removes a lot of the oil. So
Yes, like it's usually like the main component of like why it's like really really bad for you is that oil because it's not the chicken, right? It's not the flour,
Well, you
It's
probably
just
shouldn't be eating fried flour, yeah, but you know,
why?
yeah. Well, the chicken already has oil in it to begin with, but fried flour in general actually isn't very good for you because I could go on a whole like fucking thing about the bleach and all that stuff and the dyes.
So that means you
Flour,
can use different flour then.
yeah,
You
yeah,
use
you'd have
different
to
flours.
find if you really sat there and tried to find all the alternatives. But then at that point, you might as well just make something else. You know what I mean?
I'm just
But
saying, like there are
yeah,
methods to make healthier versions of the food that you do enjoy, and it can
yeah,
still have
people do
flavor,
that.
right? Like it can
But
still
also
have flavor.
sometimes it won't taste the same too because
Like it might
now
not taste the same, but it will still taste good. That's what I'm saying. Like you
like
can
oh
still
you gonna
make
eat a bean
healthier,
burger?
good food.
You gonna eat a bean burger? Nick?
Or you could just have salad.
Bro,
You
if
feel
the
me?
bean burger tastes good, I'll eat it. I'm not going to replace the proteins in the meat. Like bro, like
Yeah.
a beef
Get
burger
yourself
tastes good,
a
bro.
nice quinoa bowl, man.
Bro,
It's
I've had the
underrated.
Impossible Whopper. That shit tastes good.
I never tried it
It
before.
tastes good. It tastes like a fucking Whopper, bro. Am I gonna stop buying Whoppers? No. But it tastes good.
Yeah, you know, I like the thing you guys are talking about that when you see something wrong, you got to change it. Because I remember when I was looking in the mirror and I saw that my hairline was fucked. I was like, I knew a change had. Damn, I really wanted to say it with a serious face. Couldn't even do it. Just like, imagine looking in the mirror and just noticing you have a fucked up hairline. You're just like, something gotta give. Something. But anyways, yeah, you know, it's true. You know, it's like you gotta realize when something's wrong. You can like because I feel like there's a difference between self love and self indulgence, right? So
Indeed.
like self love is you actually care about yourself, so you want to live as healthy as you possibly can because you're like I love myself. I want to be good. You know, self
Yeah.
indulgence is I'm just gonna give myself whatever I want, whatever makes me feel good. I'm just gonna enjoy life, YOLO, and then you fucking die at like 25 or some shit. You know, so
But it's like the issues might be real in terms of like they're not like people commonly use excuses to describe points at their life where where they're unhappy, but um in cases where it's actually real and it's not an excuse, like the method to that is just to drain it of its power. That's what I was trying to say, or just drain it of its power or weight, but um and then find a way to connect on some level to where like you're not affected by it, or even if you are affected by it, it doesn't have as much power as it once did. Um, and that would be like the main to me like the main way of going about it.
So like my main real issue with this love yourself at any size is it's not love yourself as any size because they don't give a fuck about men.
Yeah,
They don't give a fuck about men. If a man is overweight, he need to hit the gym. It's not love. It's not
what if
about
he
us.
but what if he's comfortable in his
Yo,
own
bro, what I'm
weight?
saying like in the whole body positivity movement, it's not about
Yeah,
it.
it's
Men
very
don't count. Men they not a part of the movement. They
well.
don't
See,
get to
even
sit. They don't get to sit at the table.
love yourself at every size thing, right? They say that shit, but even they know. Even they know. You'll meet women who'll talk about, yeah, I love myself, yeah, 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 right, all that bullshit, right? But then they'll be sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna start going to the gym. I want to be more healthy, and you're just like, why? And she's like, she doesn't want to talk about why. They'll when they drop all the pretenses, they will start to admit that there are things about themselves they don't like, and it's like, so why all that pretending? You know, why not just be honest with yourself from the jump? You know what I mean? Why
yeah, because
wait all that time till you got to look in the fucking mirror and really dislike yourself
I
to
just
finally?
that's like a coping mechanism in itself. Because it's like if you and not just with weight, with anything, like if there's something that people could clown you about or point out as a flaw of yours, but you internalize it and accept it to the point where like you become comfortable with it, even if you really
You
aren't.
delude
But
yourself.
you project that to people like, oh yeah, I don't care, man, clown me about it all you want. Like I love having a limp. I love being like, but it really bothers you. But you're not gonna let people see that, so you're gonna lie
Yeah, that's
and
why.
that yeah, or delude yourself. Even if you're not lying, you delude yourself.
Yeah, that's why. Like
Yeah,
when you were saying to Ray that like, what if the man is comfortable? There are very, very, very few
yeah,
men who, when they're fat, sitting there just like, yeah, I'm fine. No, they almost every man who's fat has a little bit of an insecurity issue. You just know. You know that there's more you can be. You know what I mean? Like you're just aware.
Yeah.
But like they said, it's a one-sided thing. Like it's not the same. Fat men are not getting the same kind of love. When they do get that love, it's like a meme kind of love where it's like pandering, where the girls be like, "I love dad bods," and you know they're lying. It's like that kind of shit. Although there are some, like in the black community, if you're like fat and you have good fashion sense and money, you really will rake in. You'll rake in you'll rake in a lot of women. It is true. I've seen it with my own eyes.
That's not the point. So, and this isn't to say that if you're a little overweight, you gotta go hit the gym right now. You fat piece of shit. Like it's not like that. It's just
That is exactly what I'm saying. Go hit the gym right now, you fat piece of
anyway,
shit.
I'm just saying, it's like, look, man. If you genuinely want to improve, and like you can't sit here and blame everyone else. I don't like when people do that shit.
And you can't lie to yourself, man. At the end of the day, you know.
First of all, you should want to lose the weight. You should definitely should. You should not sit there and try to make yourself think it's okay. Oh, it's okay to be mediocre. No. Lose the fucking weight. Your life will improve a lot if you just lose the fucking weight. It'll make your life a lot better. You get what I'm saying? Not even like from like a so you can look better thing. It will literally just make your life easier.
Probably live longer too. Now you will live longer.
You will live longer. It'll make your life easier. Just lose the weight, man.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying, you just gotta like make these like, and I'm not even saying you have to like do a deep dive. Like you have to like go to the gym every single day for 15 hours. Like look,
that's actually a quick way to fuck up and never do it again.
Yeah, you can like I love saying baby steps, bro. Like if you don't want to go full dive and go get a gym membership. If you have enough space in your house to lie down, just do a push-up. If you can do one push-up, just do a push-up. And then get to 2. Like, do it slowly. Like doing this is a better way to build a habit. Because eventually, you'll be able to bang out 10 push-ups in the same amount of time. You'll start doing push-ups. You'll start doing sit-ups. You'll start doing this. And, you know, like Vanguard said, this is a better way to, like, develop those good habits. You know, want to start doing it, it's going to hit to a certain person. Man, I didn't do my push-ups today. You might just do some push-ups right then and there.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what happens.
Yeah, because you could fool the public all you want, man. You can fool the people outside, but when you behind them closed doors and you look at yourself in the mirror, man, can't run away. I wasn't even trying to make a joke, but
I didn't think it was funny.
The reason why I thought it was funny is the way he said it. He sounded like a character in the movie. Like the character in the movie telling the main characters, telling them about themselves.
You can't run away from yourself, man, in that image in the mirror, man.
It's like I was watching Baby Boy or something, and like you're sitting there ranting, like giving the guy a fucking strict what's the word? What do they call it? Finger wagging.
Lecture.
Yeah, lecture. But yeah, let's move on to one of EJ's hypotheticals. Do you want to read this hypothetical, EJ?
EJ hypothetical time, yeah. Let's get it.
It's the one you came up with the other day. The one you asked.
The one I came up with. All right. I want to like. I know what it is, but I want to like read it as I type it.
Oh, just go to topics. Yeah. Just go to topics. It's there.
Gotcha.
It's like your last posted one.
All right. I see it. All right. So the scenario I got today, or hypothetical, is if your friend busts their ass in a funny way, but they got seriously hurt, would you contain your laughter in the moment? Would you be able to? So who wants to take a stab at that?
Vanguard, go first.
All right. So there are multiple answers to the question, but first we have the legendary story. This wasn't like a bust the ass moment, but it was it was heavy emotional damage.
Before you give that story, what's your answer though?
Oh, my answer. Okay. So my answer to the question is no, I would not be able to contain my laughter. And I know this from experience because we had our boy.
Okay, there you go.
We had our boy Teray. We can say his name. It's okay.
Shout out to him, man.
Teray would get hurt. Literally every time we were around him, he would get hurt. And so in some way, shape, or form. He was instructable though, so indestructible. Instructable. Jesus Christ. He was actually not instructable. He did not know how to take a lesson. Very hard-headed. Anyways, this man was like indestructible. he would drop. This man could drop from a building and probably get right back up and just walk home. So like we would see him get hurt in various ways, and we just all start laughing because like the ways he would get hurt was always crazy too. Like the classic story that I remember that I still think about sometimes. I stay up at night thinking about this and giggling sometimes. this motherfucker. We're at the movies. We're leaving the movies. For some reason, he decides he wants to climb the stairs from the side, like by the railing. So he jumps and tries to climb the stairs, but then he slips a little bit and he like swoops underneath the fucking stairs and gets like pulled into the darkness. That shit looked like a force pulled him in and he just disappeared.
And he ain't say shit, ain't make a sound, nothing.
No, there was no sound, nothing. Because there were like bags under there, I think. So I think they cushioned him. And so like we started dying. And then only after we were laughing for like 3 minutes did we go, I hope he's okay. Like, because it was insane the way he just got sucked into another dimension like that. But yeah, go ahead. Who else wants to talk?
All right, so I think I can tame my laughter for the moment. But the second I find out that you're okay, gloves are off, bro. I'm roasting you. I'm on your bumper, bro. Because, like, it's definitely same thing, bro. This man, Teray, would do some stupid shit. But, like, man.
You should tell another Teray story.
Bro, one time we were at this museum. We were back in high school. We were at this museum. He like, one of the science museum. I think we were in Philadelphia, too. They had these large,
Nice.
what are the railings called? Like, you know, these large railings for these like really old wooden stone stairs. He decides to jump on top of them, and like, bro, these are tall as shit. Like I'm like 6 something, and like they're like half my size already, so they're like 3 feet. So he jumps on top of them, and the teacher's like, "Yo, bro, cut that shit out." So he decides to run down this fucking railing, and then he like does like a flip off the back, and he like fucks up and falls. And I'm like, damn, I hope he's okay. And as soon as I find out he's okay, I'm like, you stupid piece of shit. And like, bro, he was hurt. I think he was bleeding. Like he like scraped his arm. I was like, you fucking asshole. Like, it wasn't even just that he did this. He was holding everybody up. We were trying to leave, and we was watching him do some stupid shit. And like you said, there's mad stories where it's like there was one time it was raining and he was goofing off, and like, you know, the subway has like these hard like metal steps, right? And he slides all
No, that actually was my fault. That was the one thing. It was my fault. I like lightly, playfully shoved him, and then he slid down the stairs.
Bro, he went like this all the way down the stairs.
Yeah, he looked. The thing that killed me about it was he looked so calm, as he was like he didn't care. I was like, yo, is he not scared?
And then, you know, like, we're like, yo, you good? He was like, yeah. And then you just started dying, bro. You just started laughing. And I know for a fact we seemed like such assholes, because there was this like white lady next to us who was looking at us like, these fucking, like, yo, you just fell down the stairs and you were laughing. And I mean, we were having a time, bro. Like, we were holding our stomach because we were laughing so hard. Oh man,
It was more so the way he slid down that made it so funny. He looked like he did not care. Like it was just a normal day.
He was on a ride, bro. He was just like. Oh, man. Shout out to him. I hope he's okay.
Thanks.
Oh my god.
Nah, I think I would be able to, but I don't know. Depending on how funny that shit looks in the moment, I don't know, man. I feel like I could, but like that impulse to laugh is just too strong sometimes. Like,
Okay, but what if it's like something crazy? Like they get hurt and it looked mad funny, but they like broke their fucking arm, you know?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I will find out first. Like,
but sometimes,
I see this fantastic
sometimes somebody,
fall,
yeah.
and
Sometimes
then
it's
get up in your arms like this. I'm like, nah, we gotta get this man to the hospital, you know?
But like, it'd be
in the
different.
moment, though.
It'd be different in the moment if you've seen like the bone come out or like something like very what's the word, grotesque, you know, like something crazy. Like then you'd be like, like, you know, I'll probably cringe before I laugh. But
I feel like I'd be able to contain it because I remember this
Yeah.
from I forgot. I think it was like kindergarten or something. Real young years. This guy, he was leaning back in his chair, and like he was just doing that because kids lean back in their chair, and then he falls, and the whole class turned around and started laughing at him, right? And this guy looks hurt, like it's on his face. I'm like, yo guys, it's not funny, and to fit in, he looks up and he's like, yes it is. I was like, what the fuck, bro? I think it was like first grade or kindergarten. This man just busts his ass. Everyone laughing at him. And I'm like trying to calm them down. Like, you guys, it's not that funny. Like,
He turns. He turns. He got one section of his face turned this way and two, three. He's like
my man really looked up at me and was like, yes, it is. I was like, bro, I went back on my computer and just played cool math game. I was like, fuck that nigga, no. It was so stupid, bro.
So that, like, if your friend that bust their ass, right, and like, let's say they didn't get seriously hurt, but like, let's say you laughed your ass off and they got mad about it. And then
That's gonna make me
they're
laugh harder,
fine.
bro.
They're fine. Let's say they're bleeding a little bit,
bro.
but they're fine. Like, would you apologize?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, but no. We already have this story. We already have this story of this. I'll never forget so we knew this guy, and this guy had a bad relationship
with shadow room.
This guy had a bad relationship with his father. So one day, the guy was talking about how he would get paid more by his dad because we all did like a job for his dad. It's like, oh, I'll get paid more because I'm his son. Blah blah blah. I'm the boss, right? And Ray kind of looks at him and goes,
I look at him like, bro, your dad don't even like you.
And then I started dying. As soon as he said I started dying, Jason started dying. And then the guy looks like very sad. His eyes are kind of red.
He looks
at me. Yeah, he was hurt. He fucking looks at me. He looks at me of all people in this group. Me. He knew me. He knows
this man was bad now. He was worse.
Yeah. He looks at me and he goes, "You think this is funny?" And I was like, "Yes." And started laughing again. It's like, what? Like, why are you at? If I was just bent over, hysterical with laughter, why the fuck you ask me if I thought it was funny? Obviously, I did, right?
But he didn't injure himself though in that.
Yeah, but it's like the fact that it was like we were laughing at him, like he was the butt of the joke. Like he was laughing at his pain.
That's jokes. That's jokes. I meant more like an injury, but okay.
No,
like a physical injury.
The question is if he got upset and wouldn't you stop? No.
Yes.
No, we would
That's
not.
what I was answering. No. But we're laughing.
You gotta take jokes. You gotta take that. He being sensitive, but
well, I mean,
I feel like with a physical injury, like
he was hurt. He was hurt. He was thinking about that shit like man.
EJ, it would be like if imagine your mom had like a miscarriage or something, and I made a joke about that shit. Like that shit would really get to you, right? Like that shit would really annoy you. It would be like something like that,
Yeah.
That's like the level of joke that was.
Yeah,
telling
this man was hurted. It wasn't like, my dad. No. This man, he was hurt.
Your dad don't love you, bro.
I think that's what I said. I don't think I was.
You said that?
I think I said your dad don't even love you.
Yes, you said your father doesn't love you. You said your father doesn't love you. That was a lie. You need to apologize for that one, bro. I remember when you said it, me and Jason looked at each other. We made eye contact, and then we just started bursting out laughing.
I don't even know what to do like that, man. I don't even know what compelled me. It was like a force of comedy. Was like, yes.
No, it wasn't even just that. He was being annoying. That's what I think.
He was often being annoying.
But
sometimes you just gotta say some shit, put them back in their place.
Yeah, I have another funny thing that I guess relates to this to show you that I guess I definitely would laugh. Oh, this is me when I was young. So back in the day, there used to be this Reddit site this subreddit called Watch People Die. That was the name of this subreddit.
All right, have a nice day, guys.
It was people, you don't even know if they died every time, but it was people getting very hurt. And I would laugh hysterically at these, because it was the way these people would die was so ridiculous. Like there was just one where it was like a traffic accident and like the car like crashes and then you just see this dot flying out of it. Like the niggas.
No, stop.
And I started dying because it looked like some Team Rocket shit. He just flying off into the sky. Then there was another one. This guy was in a wheelchair. He's waiting for an elevator. He starts banging into the elevator with his wheelchair. The shit opens and then he drops down into Those two were the ones that killed me the most. I would rewatch them all the time. I just thought they were funny. But one thing I'll tell you though, kids though are a little like I can't really laugh that much at kids. Like when I would see videos of kids getting hurt, I didn't laugh that often. But in real life though, I remember I saw a kid on a scooter. He fell and got hurt, and I started laughing mad loud. And his mom was across the street.
He probably was bawling his eyes out too, crying.
I think he was bawling, and I started laughing, and he stopped.
Kids get hurt in the goofiest ways. And it's usually their fault. So usually, like, if I'm laughing because a kid got hurt, it's not even because they got hurt. It's because it's their fault. Like, I was working at an amusement park, and, like, one of the rides are on the ground. Like, the mechanism was connected to the seat, and it just spun you in a circle. And this guy, I was like, hey, guys, come to the outer ring and walk that way. This kid obviously didn't want to do that. And he just proceeds to jump over every single mechanism in the circle. And you know what their parents said? Not one damn thing. As this kid is running, and there's like 12, 14 of these mechanisms. He hits every single one in this big ass arc, and I'm just watching him. Like, hey, you should stop. You're gonna get hurt. And at the last one, he falls and busts his ass, and he's bleeding. I'm like, you deserve that. Anyway, I was like, the first aid officer's over there, and his parents came and like got him, and I was like, look, man, I don't give a fuck.
Like, yeah, you silly rabbit, tricks of your kids.
You deserve that.
Bro! And I said this to him. He was like, "This is your fault."
You have no one to blame but yourself.
and you know, like the parents were upset or whatever. I don't think they were upset at me. They were just like, "Damn, you got hurt."
Like, man, they should be upset at their fucking selves for watching him do that stupid shit.
I'm telling you, they watch. He was the last one on the ride too, so it wasn't like, oh, they got lost in the crowd. No, he was the last one. I'm really standing there watching him do this because I'm not fucking chasing after a child. Like, what do I look like?
I'm not your nanny.
So, stupid.
I used to see those like videos on what's that show called? Ridiculousness. Like they had some funny stuff on there that would have me cracking up. American Home Videos back in the day too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy was weird.
They would always have videos.
That
yeah,
nigga,
Rob Dyrdek.
I don't know what's wrong, but I got the heebie-jeebies from him. Something was off about that guy. I don't know.
The hell? That came out of nowhere.
No, it was just Rob Dyrdek. I don't know. I was like, I don't fuck. It was like Ridiculousness was a funny show.
You took your girl, bro?
Something's wrong, bro. Like something's wrong. I don't know.
Something's wrong. You sound like a character in like one of them fucking them like mystery movies who knows the neighbor is like a fucking killer or something and trying to convince the rest of the town.
Look, man, look, I don't know what it is, but that nigga Rob Dyrdek, I'm just like, I'd rather not be in the same room as the guy, is all I'm saying.
Man didn't even do nothing, bro.
Look, man, that's why I'm not out here trying to slander his name. I was just like, it's probably a me thing. I'd rather not be.
It's a me thing?
I'd rather not be.
It's a me thing. This is definitely a short for sure. The Ray's unexplained.
Look, I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, because it doesn't even sound like hate. It sounds like a fear. It's like a fear of Rob Dyrdek.
Right, it's like, I don't know. I'd rather not. With that, shout out Albert and Preach. I'm trying to get like them. Rob Dyrdek, wherever you are, stay there. I'll catch you guys later.